Here's another question back to the Olympics again. What about lowering the price of transit and then maybe cars on the road would be lessened? What about that idea?
Oh, well, I also believe, personally, I actually think there's good value out there. There's different philosophies on, of course, transit pricing throughout the world. You can go to, some zones actually have a zone in town, like you go to Portland. It's free inside a small corridor. There's some that are not. The philosophy at this current time, and particularly with the technology that we have or don't have, we talked about smart cards earlier, I think that's where smart cards give you some of that more flexibility. Around peak pricing, you can do price it higher or lower too, right? So there's ways to do using technology. But right now, I mean, for the games, I think there's going to be a significant lift in ridership. In fact, there's not a need to. When you're at capacity, why would you drop your price? Fundamentally, in any business, private sector or otherwise. And I think we have some special segments. We have some special segments where that people with special needs and such, they have cards that different kinds of passes that are out there.
Right.
But to most of us, that right now I don't see us needing to drop those prices. In fact, that's a key part of our ability to fund the system, right? To expand the services that we've all been talking about. So I think we mentioned earlier that in fact the intention is that the prices will continue to increase with targeted around the area of inflation, subject to the Transit Board of Directors' policy and feeling.
And it's worth pointing out too that you mentioned value for money, and that quotient, according to our market research, has been on the upswing over the past year and a half or so. So people still do believe they're getting good value for what they pay.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's if you go to and say, gee, could I have access to $1 billion system and the average transit fare is about $2? You go, well, it's pretty good value, right? I mean, you can hardly buy a cup of coffee for that. So I think there is good value. I think our ridership is showing good value. There's always a big spectrum of opinions on this topic, right? And so I'm very opposed to giving things away for free. Philosophically, I come from the private sector. I was with Starbucks and Shell, Canada, and other industries. And if you give things away for free, people have no sense of value related to it. Philosophically, I think it's crucial you actually charge someone, and now you have a relationship on both sides and an accountability that goes with that to deliver good service.